Hey, how's it going, guys? Monolith here. I just wanted to do a quick overview of Luftrausers. The new Steam summer sale is upon us, and this obviously keeps getting put on sale because it's amazing. Anyway, basically all this is a very simple 2D, almost 3-color, 4-color palette side scroller, basically. You are a plane comprised of 3 body parts: a gun, a body, a chassis basically, and a engine. Each piece does something different, whether it's altering how you fly, altering how you interact with the environment, like being able to swim, which is awesome, or just the way you do damage or the way you maneuver. What I'm showing you right here is I'm just kind of avoiding these guys right now. All this is the first unlocked basic body, basic gun, basic engine. Nothing real fancy. It's still pretty good maneuverability. You will want to come back time to time to the regular body, the regular chassis that is, just because it gives you a little bit more durability than most of the fancy ones. But anyway, this game is entirely controlled by keyboard. I don't see anywhere where it's mouse controlled. You're looking at the arrow keys for movement and X key to fire. The basic gun is basically a semi-automatic machine gun. Hold down X to keep firing, or you can fire off one at a time. While you are holding down the fire button, you do not regain health, but there is a regen mechanic in here that I can show you real quick. If you go underwater there, which you can see the horizon line, if you go underwater or into the clouds at the top of the map, or collide with any vehicles, any other enemy vehicles, or obviously get hit by enemy fire, you do take damage. Just to kind of show you, you can see that circle that's starting to kind of enclose around the body there of the actual plane. If that circle encloses all the way around you, you do die. However, if you take a bunch of damage and it gets close to the vehicle, you'll see smoke and whatnot come out of the back of the plane. But you should be okay if you can avoid fire for at least a couple minutes or so. But anyway, this is, like I said, the very basic. I'm going to see what kind of score I can pull up out here. There are essentially bosses, as far as I'm concerned. What you're seeing right there is a battleship. It's kind of like the first tier of tougher enemy, basically. I'm not exactly sure what causes them to spawn. It might be timed. Obviously, right here, I haven't even hardly killed anything, so it's not based off my score, because my score is abysmally low at the moment, and probably won't get much higher before I die on this round. But like I said, while you're holding, it took 2 shots, 3 shots there to kill me right there. That was because I was holding down fire and not doing much to get out of the way of the incoming fire. But anyway, at the end of each mission, it's essentially a roguelike game, whatever term you want to use. Rogues getting thrown around quite a lot these days. 1 life. You go as far as you can, you die, you start back over, basically. This is just the result screen after the mission's over. Pretty heavy on the World War II German motif, with the little dude over there to the side. But what you're looking at here is your best score that you've ever had, regardless of body type and whatnot, and then what you just got. What you're looking at beneath that are essentially 3 missions. The bars you're looking at, the top bar represents your gun, that is. The middle bar represents chassis, and the bottom bar represents your engine. The objective is written in there, like for the engine at the bottom there, score over 5,000 points essentially in a single match, while using that engine. If I go to the hangar, off to the bottom right over here, you see where it's, the arrow keys to get the different menus here. If I go to the right here, here's the hangar. Press X to interact with it. Which pretty much that's it. Anything in this game is going to be controlled by X, the arrow keys, or O to get to the option menu on the main screen. But essentially you press X, it's a tumbler essentially, up, down to move to the different body parts, left, right to select. As you can see, I've pretty much unlocked everything already. Like I said, this game's amazing. I've had it for quite a while. But with the Steam sales coming out, it's probably going to get put on sale again before this June summer sale is over. The summer adventure, as it were. This go-around. But I've pretty much unlocked everything except for these top tiers over here. I have no idea what those are. Honestly, the most fun I've had as far as makeup goes of the plane, the configuration, is the underwater engine, which lets you swim, the melee body, and the cannon. Essentially, all this is an underwater knife that can just so happen to launch a nuke. There's not a whole lot of health to this thing if you get shot more than twice. I mean, pretty much if you get hit head-on by a battleship volley, you're pretty much over with. But you do get some really nice maneuverability out of going underwater. The melee body type does not take any kind of collision damage if you were to hit a boat or an enemy plane. But the melee body, it takes away the incoming collision damage to you, but it also increases your collision damage on the enemy, which is pretty awesome. I'll just go ahead and launch this thing and show you. Honestly, it's really just fun to bounce around in the water here. The cannon, obviously, is bonkers. It's got a really long cooldown on it, but it essentially launches this massive energy blast, and then if it hits anything, it explodes into a cluster. Like you can see right there, that tiny little ship killed me in 2 shots because I didn't get out of the way. Again, that's the melee body. There is a tank body. I think it's just called the heavy body. That's meant to take damage, but I'm just going to show you real quick what you can do as far as underwater and melee. You really do kind of feel like a shark. It's kind of funny. So this little ship right here, I just passed through it once, passed through it twice. I'm not taking any damage for hitting it, but I'm doing massive damage just by touching it. If you can get horizontal to these things and parallel to the water, if you pass through the length of the body, on its x-axis or whatever, you can pretty much take out almost anything in one hit, even a battleship. It might take, depending on how well you pull it off, it might take a second pass on the battleship. Matter of fact, it will take at least 2, but more than likely you can just get 2 away. As you can see there, I mean, I just did a ton of damage to that thing. It does kind of slow down when you're doing melee damage to something. I don't know if that's in general, regardless of body type, or if that's specific to the melee body type. But yeah, right there, I just got caught in that volley. The water has an interesting kind of bounce mechanic to it. If you go too deep into the water, it will force you back up to the surface. But you can kind of play around with that. If you only go in a little bit, I don't know, screen scale wise, if you only go into the water a couple inches, you can pull off some pretty nice maneuvers as they're coming out of the water. It's interesting because you can't really see the angle of your plane while you're underwater. So it's another little added kind of depth to it, as far as feeling awesome when you can pull off a maneuver out of the water, which this game, it does make you feel awesome. It makes you feel like a complete badass with the way you can stall. As you can see here, I'm holding down the up arrow key to fly, essentially. If I stop pressing it, I'll just fall. The free fall mechanic in this, essentially stalling, is a lot of fun. It's almost kind of hard to describe the feeling of it, because you really do. You can pull off some crazy, flipping back and forth directions, just whizzing past 13 little planes. Once you start getting into the aces, which are essentially massive planes that almost have a hover effect. If I can pull off a round good enough to pull one out, I can show you. It might be kind of difficult while commentating, though, because this does take quite a bit of concentration. Anyway, the different body types, there's quite a few. There's not a whole lot, though. I wish there were more. But what is there does offer several different, methods of gameplay. If there's a specific way you want to play the game, it's probably there for you. And being able to switch out weapons, chassis, and engines gives you a lot of options. Just back over to the hangar here. One of the most successful runs I had was with the laser, the heavy body armor, or it's just called the armor body, and hover. Where is hover? Hover. Here's hover. Essentially, the hover is kind of cool because you can not press the up arrow and keep moving. I'm essentially just floating right now. I'm not pressing anything. I'm not holding down any arrow key. I'm just floating in the direction that I was traveling. By going in one direction, you can keep traveling in that direction and turn around behind you, which you can't do with any other engine. That is an ace that I was talking about before. The hover type is really great for strafing. If you're going after a battleship or something like that, you can travel over top of it and attack it without moving towards it. If you can pull it off anyway, moving horizontally. Anyway, let's take out this ace. It essentially, the ace just has the basic gun type, that your plane starts off with when you first start the game, but it also obviously has a massive hitbox. I mean, it's 4 or 5 times bigger than my armor body type is, and does a lot of damage to you if it touches you. I think it essentially has the melee body type, really, but it will actively seek you out and try to ram you. And I don't know if you could tell or not while it was, kind of dancing around me. It will circle you almost like, like a penny circling down a drain or whatever you want to call it. If you're standing still, it will slowly encircle you and swirl around you and then hit you. It's almost like it has the hover body type or the hover engine, just because of how maneuverable it is, which makes it extremely irritating for almost anything besides laser. The laser is an awesome weapon. As far as I can tell, its range, I mean, obviously you can see there it goes off screen. I'm pretty sure it just goes forever, which is kind of crazy. It probably doesn't do that because, I mean, you'd be able to pull off ridiculously high scores just by flying around, holding down the button, attacking things that are 19 screens away from you, but still. Now, as you can see there, the body right there is smoking because I got so close to dying. But they're just little visual cues, like the sparks coming off the body of the plane there. They're just visual cues to let you know that you're not at full health, but you are regaining health. As long as that circle is not present on the screen, because like I said, if you're holding down X, you don't regen health. So you will, let me see if I can line myself up intentionally to get hit by this battleship. If I'm holding down X to shoot, you won't regain health, and you can see that that circle there getting closer to me, and it's not going away because I'm still holding down attack. If I let go of X, then it goes away. Now the circle is gone, indicating that I'm taking damage, but my body will still be sparking and whatnot, and stuff will be falling off of it because I don't have full health, like you can see there. What you're about to see real quick is a blimp, and these things are atrocious. They are fitting because they're the Nazis of the skies, and seeing as how this is heavily World War II influenced, they are royal douchebags. Anyway, guys, this has been my overview of Luftrausers. Definitely worth the price as long as you can get it on sale. As far as I'm concerned, it's worth it full price, but for somebody who's maybe not used to this, or this type of game anyway, side-scrolling, whatnot, yeah, if you can get it for 25% off or 30% off, it's well worth the money. Any more, movie ticket is, over $10. You could definitely get more than 2 hours out of this game. Anyway, that's it for me. Have a nice one. Catch you later.